nice. I do. That's the stuff I miss teaching. That kind of, because we had good people that we taught with back then. All right, we got live there. Let's go over on Instagram. Okay, we're live on Instagram. Now let's post all the places that we are live. Okay, we're good there. And too many tabs. And we're good there. All right. Now, if I don't close any of these windows, we'll be good. All right. Oh, and I muted that. Okay. All right. 27/18. So this is for Monday. Monday's not a holiday or anything. It's the beginning of 4th of July. Oh, I can't wait to go on my cruise. So close.
Oh my God, I'm so jealous. Oh. I haven't been able to get my family on one yet, but I think we're getting close.
If you were going on one, which one would you take? Like which ship?
I haven't done that much research. I think I want to do the Treasure.
Yes, that'd be. I mean, that's like.
I think that's the way to start.
All the way to the top. I mean, right there. Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys have also traumatized me. I'm like, I can't go on a 4-night cruise. It has to be like. I'm like, I can't do something that's super quick. I need a 7-night cruise. Whenever I look at those prices, I'm like, there's just no way.
Well, you could start on a 4-nighter. Like seriously, like
no, not the way you guys say they go too fast.
Like you start.
No, you guys say they go way too fast. Definitely not a 3-night cruise. After the way you guys talk about it.
You're exactly. Don't do a 3-nighter. Like Scott's doing a 3-nighter in September, but he's done a ton.
Then I'll do like 4. Then I'll do like 3 nights at the Grand Floridian, and then that's a lot. That would be fine for me.
Fine, I just need to know how he gets so many days off work. He figures that out somehow. He's like the man at that.
But he doesn't even phase him. He'll go right back right after. He'll get in from internationally, and he'll go back to work at 6 a.m.
Okay, well I know I can't do that. Like I stress, but I would a 4-nighter wouldn't be bad for your first cruise. Like it gets you'll be hooked quick. But if you go a 7-nighter first, man, it'll be really hard. Then you'll be like,
I just spoil myself out the jump.
Yes, be careful. Okay, get the software here, and we'll be good. That, and here. You've been on the show before, right? A few times.
Yeah, I called in for the first time recently. I write in questions constantly. And I did a trip report. I think it was actually with I think it was me and my fiance's first trip, like when we first started dating. I think that's what I called him. I did.
Okay, that's what I thought.
3 years ago, and now I'm doing my bachelorette party with him.
Nice. So when you guys getting married?
October 4th.
Oh, nice.
And I snuck on a little Disneyland trip on the end of our honeymoon.
Oh, sweet. So have you ever been?
I've never been. So you'll be getting plenty of questions about it too. I actually just asked a question about it, where I should stay. And I think we just booked the Hojo. I got to book the Oogie Boogie Bash tomorrow, actually, because they go live tomorrow,
the good news is like it hasn't been like as much madness getting those tickets. Like for the people that
won't be bad.
Like the people that are like, getting in those like today, yesterday, like it hasn't been.
Okay.
Cool. The systems, knock on wood. Hopefully it'll be fine tomorrow.
Yeah, I just the time lined up, and I was like, oh, I think there's gonna be a Halloween party. And I looked, I was like, I guess I'm getting those too.
Like, yeah, it's your honeymoon. You gotta do that.
I wanted to stay at Disneyland, but the price difference is just.
I don't know. And Hojo's cool. Like
your
room will be, you'll see the Matterhorn right across the street, and you just walk down like 2 blocks and boom, cross at the stoplight, and you're right there. I mean, it's nice.
I just can't watch any more TikToks on where to stay. I'm like, I gotta book it and just decide.
I know. It's insanity out there because everybody has like a reason to stay here.
There's so many Good Neighbor hotels.
Yeah, and they're all. I mean, at Disneyland too. To me, like I'm in the parks a ton. Like there's so much to do.
Thanks.
Like I just wanted because it's new to me, right? Like Walt Disney World, I'm fine to go back and swim because I've done everything so much. But like at Disneyland, like I want to be in the park, so I haven't done everything as much. So I just want to ride, see shows and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's see, 27/18. Let's do this. Welcome to episode 2718 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Monday to you. Hope you had a great weekend as we kick off the 4th of July week here in the States. got a good, everybody should have the day off on Friday. So let's just get there. Let's make this week work. If you have fireworks ready to go on Friday, if you in the Midwest, I'll just say, and our guest Natalie is from the Midwest as well. The fireworks are already going off in my neighborhood, like
Yeah.
nightly. They've been going off for weeks. It's fair game, probably from the beginning of June. Now it will amplify this week. Every night it will get more prevalent. It will start earlier. It is just a Midwestern thing, and I kind of enjoy it. Like it lulls me to sleep this time of year. It's just how it is. It's been this way as far as I know, as far as I grew up. There are 5 fireworks stands within a 1 mile radius of where I live. You can get fireworks very cheaply. Right now, they're buy one, get 4 free. I just saw going up to LS Tech for dinner tonight. So if you need fireworks, come to Weldon Spring, Missouri. But we're going to get there on Friday. We're going to have a great trip report for you today as you're heading into work or wherever you're headed. So speaking of Natalie, she's out in Indianapolis, Indiana, one of the great Midwestern towns. Natalie, what's going on? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Nothing, just hanging out. Just got home from work. Real excited to talk Disney.
Don't want to talk basketball, though, correct?
Oh,
Or
it was
Achilles
so
tendon?
heartbreaking
I
to see
know.
Halliburton go down.
I know. I know. We're totally blocking this show from going to the greater Oklahoma City area. It's not
And I
happening.
hadn't realized, I thought that we won 25 years ago. Because I guess that's the last time. I think it was 25, something like that. But we didn't even win then. So it was like, it was all on the line and we did not make it. It's too heartbreaking.
I mean, you got the Colts, and it's all
But yeah,
right.
I'm not I only get really invested when I'm pretty much a bandwagoner. I only really get invested when it matters. So
That's
I'm
fine.
fine now.
That's fine. And we're gonna talk Disney. You got lots of fun Disney trips to talk about today. We're going to talk about 2. They're going to be amazing. And you have one coming up that's going to be for a
Mhm.
very special reason, which we'll kind of wrap with, because I'm going to kind of get a little preview on that. But before we do this, you've been on the show, you've called in, and we've heard some of your listener questions on the podcast. You're a great friend of the show, which I totally appreciate. But give us a little, just a quick, minute or 2 background on your Disney fandom. Like, where are you? Like, I'm sure that you are kind of the go-to person in your friend group as far as Disney questions, if folks are heading out to Disney World and thinking about any kind of Disney trips. But did it start in a certain way for you? Has it always been this way? Like, what's your story?
So we grew up going to Disney like when I was younger. I remember going to Disney. I think we stayed I think it was called the Grove Center back then, but it's
Yes.
whatever that hotel. That's
Because I
where we
always
always
remember,
stayed.
funny story about that. I remember always seeing that in guidebooks when I first got into Disney, and I'm like, I cannot
Uh-huh.
pronounce this. Like, I have no idea. Like, it's because it was like not Disney. It was Disney Springs, or back then,
Yeah.
Hotel
Downtown Disney
Boulevard
back
or
then.
some Hotel Plaza Boulevard hotel, and I'm like, dude, I don't even know how to say this hotel.
Yeah. We always stayed there. I don't even remember the first time we stayed on property. My mom swears we stayed at the Contemporary growing up, but she could just be telling me that because I don't have any memory of that. And then in high school, we kind of took a break, and then I remember me and my mom went on a trip in 2015. Oh, that has been 10 years. We went on a trip,
Mhm.
just me and her, in 2015, and we just stayed at All Star Sports, I think, and I don't even think we got any tickets or anything. And all of a sudden, it was like back like it was never bored. So then my family started coming, and then I got some of my friends to come. It's just been so ever since then. We say we want to go 2 times a year before we die, every year
Mhm.
before we die. So we do go a lot. But so this year I've already been twice, so I've hit my quota already, I guess, this year.
And so, obviously, you listen to podcasts and stuff like that. But I mean, how much are you invested? I mean, because we've talked about you're planning like I said, a special trip coming up here this fall. We'll talk about that at the end. And you were like mentioning that you got inundated by TikToks because you're trying to find like
Mm,
the perfect hotel, and there's not a perfect hotel for that situation. But
right.
is this something that, like, probably 90% of our audience, it's like every time you sit down, you're opening the phone, you're looking at social media, and like 90% of your
Mhm.
feeds, Disney content, stuff like
Yeah,
that?
I would say I'm in pretty bad. And my problem, so the trip is going to be Disneyland, and my problem is I feel like such an expert on Disney World. I hate. I mean, it's exciting because I'm learning new stuff, but the way I feel about it, I just feel like I just don't know my information, and it's really hard for me. But yeah, no, I would say I look at the Disney like website. I would say at least several times a week, even if I don't even have a trip on. I listen to every one of your podcasts. I wish there were more. I wish you would come out with. I wish it'd be 4 days a week. I understand you have a life and a family, but just for me personally, it really gets me through my day. So, listener question, I think, is my favorite one, and I love the Friday show.
I appreciate
Those
that.
are always fun.
Mondays are usually people's favorites, so there you go. I think
I do
I
love
enjoy
Monday
the
too
Mondays.
because look where I am, and I can't
Exactly.
complain about any of them. I love them
Again,
all.
look, I love talking to new folks every Monday. I mean, nothing wrong with Ricky, Pam, and Scott, but I love, getting to talk to new friends every Monday. So we are going to talk about it because it's going to be your honeymoon. We're to Disneyland. So that's kind
To
of the
Disneyland,
spoiler
yes.
here for the end. We'll talk about that. But let's jump into the first trip, which was
My
Bachelorette
bachelor
Party
party.
at Walt
It was
Disney
so
World.
fun.
So this is kind of a continuum here. So tell us
Yes.
about how that came together, how you decided to, because I mean, you're in Indy and, you could have gone
Mhm.
places in the Midwest. A lot of folks go to Nashville for Bachelorette Party. I've heard, I don't know. I've never been to
Yes.
Nashville. A lot of people ride those little pedal bikes and stuff. I don't know. My daughter
Uh-huh.
listens a lot to country music. So, but you went to Walt Disney World. You're a Disney fan. So tell us
Yes.
about the logistics of a Bachelorette party at World.
So originally, even before I met my fiance, we've been together 4.5 years. Even before I met him, I was gonna get married in Disney World. That was my
Mhm.
whole thing. And then I guess I didn't have a groom or anything at that time, and I didn't consider like they would have an opinion on it. And
That would
it's
be my
worked out.
daughter, by the way. That would be Mallory. She's like, "Oh yeah, he might have to." That'd be the last thing she would think about. Like, is that he
It
might
literally
actually
did
have a
not even
baby.
cross my mind. Like even after we got engaged, I was like, okay, so we're doing that. He was like, I don't really know. And I was like, oh, you don't, I didn't even think about it. So, and I don't know, realistically, I don't know if we could really afford it. But for the bachelorette party, it was just kind of what we were always going to do. I've been talking about it again before we even got engaged. So there was no, it was a it was a no brainer. There's no other option. I talked about Seattle for a second and we were like, what are we doing? We're going to Disney World. This is ridiculous.
So, like, I mean, it's been forever, right? I'm old, but like, I remember when my wife had hers. Like, it was just around town, right? It was just some of
Mhm.
the
They've
bars
gotten a little
around
bit more
town.
elaborate these days.
I think so. Yeah, exactly. Everything has, and it scares me to death when my daughters decide to get married. I'll just be in
Yeah.
the poorhouse. But um, with
The
all
only
that
good thing was
travel and all that,
all my friends got married before me, and I went on, like, to Las Vegas with them and to all these
they owed
so
you. Okay, so
yeah,
yes,
so
yeah,
I didn't feel I mean, I didn't feel bad, but, I didn't feel as bad making them go to Disney World. They wanted to go, they were excited
that's true.
because a
That's
lot
true.
of
You
them
pick
they
a
were
good
Disney
place.
regulars besides my sister-in-law.
So they're all Disney fans. All the other folks
Fans,
going
but
over.
none of them had really been like so my sister-in-law went on my bachelor party, and she goes on every trip with me, and so but they all love Disney, but they don't go every year. So one of them had only been one other time in their whole entire life, which is mind-blowing for me. It
Well,
wrapped my mind around going once.
that mind blowing to us, but that's probably half the population of the country. I mean,
That's realistic. Yeah, for
those are
sure.
called that's called the normies. But anyway,
Right.
this is gonna be a fun show. I can already tell it's gonna be a blast. So okay, so you get how do you like the logistics of getting everybody because you stayed at Art of Animation, you got a Lion King suite. I think this is
Mhm.
awesome. I mean, can you feel the love tonight? That's what I'm thinking.
Oh,
Elton
it
John's
was
there
so
serenading,
exciting.
but
I
I don't
love
know
those
how my
suites.
brain works, but so how do you get everybody like on the same page to get there and to kind of have your agenda? I don't know, like what's the
So
pre-trip like?
there were several meetings that were had.
Yeah,
There was a Disney group chat. I put a PowerPoint presentation together. Me and my
nice.
sister-in-law did. And I like stood they had talking points. I explained everything to them. I had them download the Disney app. I was like, you guys need to get really comfortable. I felt like a teacher. It was
I
honestly
just want
the
to say, what
planning might have been
are
more
you a
fun.
teacher? Because you seem like a teacher type. You should be an
No, no,
elementary
no, no,
school
no. I
teacher.
work
No?
at a hospital, but I'm not a
Okay.
nurse or anything. I just work in like the customer service.
You
But
totally
no,
seem like a teacher. I mean, in a good way. I mean, in a very good way. You should be a teacher.
yeah, no. I could be a teacher about Disney, that's for sure. Disney
Yeah,
World, not
totally.
Disneyland, as we learned. I'm stressed about Disneyland's part. But yeah, I put it all together, and then so my sister-in-law had been to, and my best friend had been on a couple trips with me. Um, and so they kind of helped it. She kind of booked it all, and then I mean, I obviously booked it too, but we just kind of went from there. Everyone kind of just like trusted me with it, and I was like, okay, let's go, let's do it.
See, I can see you throwing down like a final exam before anybody's allowed to actually, go
And
to
they
the
would ask
airport and stuff
questions, and
like
I
that.
would joke about. I'd be like, I told you guys to look this up before. I don't know why. I don't. This is a little late in the game to be asking questions.
Yes, you should have known that 2 weeks ago. Like, there's
Mhm.
no
Why
excuse
didn't
for
you
not
bring this
knowing
up
how
at the
to.
meeting when I had an open question
Yes,
section of the
exactly,
meeting?
like, "What do you mean you don't know how to link your reservation to the My
Oh,
Disney
the linking
Experience
was a
app?"
nightmare.
Dude, all you need is your reservation number and your last name. That's all you
Yes.
need. I told you that
No one
7
can
times.
pull it up, and then yeah, and then I booked all the well, we got some fast. I'm getting kind of ahead of myself. We got some fast passes, and when we didn't do a ton of reservations, but enough. Just so we just went on a Wednesday to a Friday, Wednesday to Saturday. So we flew in real early Wednesday morning, and then we flew home Saturday morning.
Nice. Okay, so let's get into that because we're gonna talk about the other trip too. But so
Yes.
Lion King family suite. Like, so how did that work
Mhm.
out? How many folks were there, and like, how did this all
So
work
there
out
were
for like
6 there were gonna
accommodation?
be 8 of us, but 2 were very pregnant and gonna give birth, so they, dropped out, which I love them so
Oh,
much. I'm sorry they couldn't come, but 6 people really worked out perfect because we could all just be in one suite. I love Art of Animation. I love Pop is actually my number 1. Well, we can get into that till later because now I'm a Caribbean beach girl after staying there
oh,
for one night.
yeah, exactly.
But,
Moving on up.
so it worked out perfect. When we flew in super early, Wednesday, and then we checked into our hotel room, it wasn't ready yet, and then so we did do the free water park. It was, not Blizzard Beach, what's the other one?
Oh, see, you went to the good one, Typhoon Lagoon.
Typhoon Lagoon, yes, it was
No, they're
great.
both fine.
My
People are like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to Blizzard Beach tomorrow." Mike, what do you say? No, they're both great. I just like Typhoon because it's more chill.
Yes, and I haven't been I don't even I think I've only been to Blizzard Beach a long time ago, and it was I would recommend that for everyone. Like, if you get there early and you have time to kill, I would definitely go. It's super close. My only complaint was because I got a little I feel like I'm lost my touch with the bus system. I don't have as much patience for it, but you do from Art of Animation, you do have to transfer at Disney
Yep,
Springs.
yep.
Which
And,
is no big deal at all. I was just we just were not expecting it, and we got an Uber on the way home, which was not you can't start taking Ubers that early in the trip. You're setting yourself up for failure. That's
that's
gotta be, like, the last day.
smart. Exactly. Yes, it's like we were talking in the pre-show. You can't take your first cruise on the Disney Treasure. You got to ease in. I'm
Except
telling
I
you,
am going to.
easy. Yeah, exactly. And your groom's going to have an opinion on things. I mean, we're already
Yes.
like learning tons of stuff here, life
So
lessons.
many life lessons so
Young,
quickly.
young, young ladies in our audience, the 10-year-olds, the 12-year-old, like
Mhm.
ladies, listen. Your future groom is gonna have an opinion. So just get that right now. Just got to
Mhm.
know. I mean, they probably won't be able to express that if points in their
No.
marriage, but they will have an
Right.
opinion on a few things. Just see.
Yes, and I think he would have eventually given in, but I was like, "Okay, maybe, like,
They
you should
will. They
enjoy
will.
maybe you should enjoy this too." Like, I don't want you to not have fun at our wedding.
I just say yes, yes, fine. It's like we have to get a new roof, and she's showing me all the color because we had a bad hailstorm, and like the everybody in our neighborhood's getting new roofs right now, and like that, all the people are up there expecting it, and they gave us a check from the insurance. We got to pay all the extra, and they're like,
Mm,
Pam, tell me all the what's the difference in this and this, and like
mhm.
this will cover this size hailstones the next time, and you get this different kinds of colors of roof. I'm like, I don't care what color the roof is, whatever color makes you happy. I don't even look at the roof. I never, I
Yes,
don't know what color
see?
the roof is right now. We've been here for
That's
6
the
years.
correct answer. You
Exactly.
see,
I'm
you
like
got it down.
100%. I've lived here for 6 years. I have no idea what color our roof is. Like, I don't look. I could care less. She's like, oh my gosh, there's like 7 options. I'm like, pick whatever makes you happy. Anyway,
Literally
back on
anyone.
that. So it's gonna be fun. So you guys go to the water park, but I mean, what about like going around and was it just like what makes it should be like what makes you happy? Was everybody just kind of catering to you? I mean, I hope that was the
Yeah,
goal of the
but
trip,
I
right?
was very aware. I was really trying to tone it down because I didn't wanna be like a drill. Because when my family goes, it's like boom, 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 boom. So it was more of like trying to be chill. It didn't end up being that chill. But yeah, so that night we had reservations at Rainforest Cafe. So the
Nice.
theme of the bachelorette party was like like cheesy Disney adult. Like that was we were leaning into it. So like we were going like I wouldn't recommend the Rainforest Cafe as like the best. I actually think one of my bridesmaids got food poisoning out of it, but we rolled right through it. The next day was no
Okay.
big
All
deal.
right. All right. All right.
She was
That's
a
something.
trooper. That's but so we went there. So it at Typhoon Lagoon. Honestly, I wish I would have had done a little bit more research on what to do there. We didn't get a ton done, but like since it was free, it didn't really matter that much. We did the lazy river, and then we did one like tube ride. That was a family tube that was like very much for children, which which was fine, but it was like very short. And then right before we were about to leave, because our room was ready, we did some of those slides that they had no weight, and they were just the slides with no tubes, and they were amazing. Like that, I would
Mhm.
have. You could really spend like a whole day there exploring and having fun. The food's good, the drinks are good there.
Did you
It's
guys
great.
at least get in you got in the wave pool, right? And got smoked out by the big
Yes,
tidal
we
wave
did. Yeah, yeah,
thing?
yeah, yeah. Of
Yeah.
course, we got in the wave. We did the lazy river wave pool, and then we started
Yeah.
doing a little bit more exploring. We were only there for probably like 3 hours, so not too long. And we were like kind of chilling and hanging out. And then we took the Uber back, unfortunately, and back to our hotel, got ready, went to Disney Springs, and then we tried to make it like an easy night because we were at rope dropping Epcot the next day to drink around the world.
Oof. Okay, so tell us about that. I mean, that's I knew that was going to be in there somewhere. It's Bachelorette Party, so this is going to be
Yeah,
on your Thursday, I guess. That's probably a good day to do it.
we did it the first day because we were scared. We didn't know if we should drink around the world the day before we had to get on a flight. So we thought
Probably a good
Thursday would be
idea.
the
Yeah.
best.
Yes.
So we rope dropped Remy. We did Remy, and then I think we booked it to Soren. And as I know you have this problem, but I still feel like I'm too young to be getting sick on rides. But even Remy made me a little sick this
No,
time.
it's not about your age. It's just God doesn't want you
But
on.
Remy is supposed to be very chill. I was very shocked that it made me sick. But we did Soaring, and then we rope dropped the tequila bar, obviously, because that opens a little later.
That is good. Yes.
So that's a good. I have
Possible.
that advice for everyone, especially if you have a bigger party. Just wait there on the steps. And actually, it opened a little bit sooner, and there was already kind of a line. But I've waited on the steps before outside, and you just book it right into
Yeah.
there, and they seat you right away.
And now to say, you think everybody walking past is judging you, and they probably are. But guess what? You're going to be first in there anyway, so who cares? You're never going to see.
Yeah, they're jealous once we're sitting out. So we did that, and then we started our drinking around the world. We did ride Frozen, which the line wasn't too bad, and it was pretty hot, but we got through it. And then we did eat at Regal Eagle, and that's like really good advice I have for anyone drinking around the world. It's a nice mid stop, and they have something for like everyone. I have a couple other vegans in my family, but I'm a vegan, and they have the jackfruit there is so good. And that's another thing about Disney. I'm a kind of a recent vegan. I became a vegan in January, but they have amazing plant-based options at every restaurant at Disney, and it's not just like an Impossible Burger, which Impossible Burgers are fine and everything, but they have like nice meals that you wouldn't even expect. So I would recommend that. Disney is a great vacation destination for vegans.
I'm glad to hear that. I love when people come on and say that because I have no idea about any of that stuff. So when authorities come on and share that for our audience, that is awesome. So Regal Beagle, good call. And it's a great call for folks that are not, like I love that.
Yeah.
The smell
It's
of
so
it
good.
draws me. It's
Oh my God, I love Regal Eagle.
That place, Flame Tree and Flight Pig, just draw me in with the
I
smell.
love Flame. I've never had Flight Pig, and now I probably won't since I'm a vegan, but Flame Tree barbecue is so good. That barbecue chicken salad they have with the cornbread croutons.
Oh, cornbread, anything. I mean, but
literally anything.
So now let me ask you about the drinking around the world thing, because it's one of those things. I've never done it. I mean, I'm not a big drinker. I say that when I go on the podcast cruise. That's really the only time I drink, because we do those mixology classes, and you got tequila tasting. There's like a chocolate liqueur. I don't even know what that means, but said chocolate. Pam wanted to do it. I don't even know what liqueur means, but we'll do it. But it's one of those things. I think it's like best laid plans, right? It's 11 countries, a drink per country. I really just drink, tequila, margarita, stuff like that. I don't drink beers or anything like that. I mean, how did it go for you guys? Because I mean, like at Epcot, it's usually hot. You're doing a lot of
it was tough. I'm not gonna lie. You gotta have the stamina for it. Luckily, we enjoy an alcoholic beverage in this group. A recommendation would be to share drinks, because that's especially in some countries. I know people love. There's some drink in Japan, that something blossom, that people love, and it's a lot. So I would recommend where you can just share drinks.
The Lotus Blossom, I think.
Yes. It is strong, like not just in alcohol, but like in flavor. Like it's a lot, especially when it's your sixth country and it's 90 degrees outside. So sharing drinks and having a sit down meal that's maybe not a reservation would be my recommendation, because you don't want to be like rushing to get someplace, and you might decide that you're hungry before your reservation would be. And so you, especially with the drinking, you got to just feel it out, because you got to make it to the end.
So were you all successful? I mean, you started. I mean,
started Mexico.
Started Mexico. So you made it all the way
to Norway. So usually, this isn't my first time drinking around the world.
Look at this. We got a pro.
I want to shoot you straight. So usually we would do Mexico, and then because we would all this, I'm really just showing
This is
showing a
great.
lot right now.
I love this. I
We
mean, it's good to have an all-star on a Monday. I like this.
so we usually rope drop the tequila bar, right?
Okay.
And then we like to work. We go backwards to Canada and work our way around that way because I kind of like those countries over there more. Like they're
Mhm.
more fun. I love them all. But like I like Canada and I like spending some time in France. But I was worried because we got fast passes for Guardians, and the only time we could get was like 8:30, and I was like, "Oof, I'm already feeling like we have a couple people get sick, so we're gonna be drinking all around the world, and then do Guardians."
Yeah,
But
that's a bad idea.
it was
Mm.
the best ride ever, and I'd done it one time before, but we
Oh,
got
man.
Everybody Wants to Rule the World. The photos on there, I
Oh,
feel
I
like
bet the
it gave us
photos were
another
good.
zest for
Oh,
life.
yeah. Oh,
We're like,
yeah. I bet
"Let's go."
I'm sure those photos are great.
Oh my god, it was amazing, and I forgot how long it was, but yes, I didn't write it on my second trip that I went on with my family because I think I just was Disney. I was like, "I will throw up if I ride," and we hadn't even drank around the world. We hadn't even drank it all that day, but I was like, "I can't." But yeah, we made it all the way to fireworks, and then we took Skyliner obviously back, and the line on the Skyliner was, whew, it was it was a line to get on, and then it was a line again, like, to get on again at, like, a huge queue to get back on when we transferred. But we got there all in one shape. Everyone still able to walk and everything. And then we went to sleep and then we roped and then we rope dropped Animal Kingdom the next day, which, as you know, is a very early day to
Yeah,
rope
that's
drop.
okay, so let's talk about that, okay? So you go back, you did all this, man, it's a busy day,
Mhm,
my wife always says self-abuse is no excuse, so just keep going, and so you guys
mhm,
did, and, in the advice of Pam Rallman, but then you pick I love this.
mhm,
You pick
mhm.
the toughest park, in my opinion, just to rope drop the next day because Animal Kingdom's the biggest. It's got, it's a walk around. It's got kind of tough terrain, even just like on your feet.
Mhm.
Like the ground's not smooth and it's just
And I
it's a
think
lot of
the early entry was like 7:30. So I
oh my
think we were
god.
I think we were
Let's
up at like
talk then, yes.
6:15.
Oh my gosh, like, what this what did you
We were
like
running
show up
on a
did you
high and a
guys show up to
dream.
the
We were just
wedding? Like,
ready to go.
you might not have bridesmaids.
Yes, they all do, and they were all I told them they needed to start training before, and honestly,
Oh,
I think I was the one who got more tired, like, "Natalie, you gotta keep up," and I was like, "I know, I'm sorry." But we,
believe me,
rope
believe
dropped
me.
Flight of Passage there, and we have a couple people didn't write it. We had a couple people who were pregnant that couldn't write it. Flight of Passage usually makes me sick, but I think I had the Lord or Savior on our side
There
after
you go. Okay.
drinking around the world. And then we did Navi River Ride, and then we did Yeti, and then we did have reservations at Tusker House, which
Nice.
amazing. Love Tusker House.
That's a
So
good
after
call.
that was it at Animal
Mhm.
Kingdom. So we did cut the day kind of short Animal Kingdom. So then we went back to the hotel, changed around, and then we hit Hollywood Studios running. We were ready to go at Hollywood Studios. We had an we had an Olga's Canteen reservation at Hollywood Studios.
But that's fun, right? I mean, Olga's Cantina, though, I mean, you're not gonna, like, drink a lot there, you're just gonna probably have a drink or 2, and you're gonna get in, get out, but you have that Star Wars, kind of
Mhm.
atmosphere in there, DJ Rex is spinning the tunes, I like that. That's just a fun it's just that's more of an experience than going to a bar.
Yeah, we needed like base points just like to keep everyone's spirit high. But I will say the Hollywood Studios, it was my favorite day. And it's like a real testament to like you gotta make the best of it because every ride went down. We got on Tower of Terror, which was fine. Then some of us went on a rock and roller coaster. We were waiting, waiting. And then we were about to get out of line because it was down. And this whoever I wish I could remember her name, the cast member was like, no, wait a second, we're gonna give like just wait 2 more seconds. They're gonna give you a fast pass. We're like, oh really? Because
Let's
it was
go.
down. So they gave us a fast pass, and then we're like, "Okay, let's go try to ride Rise." Rise broke down after waiting for a while. So so then we were
Maybe it
just
was God
keeping going.
protecting you from all your bad decisions over the last, like, previous 36 hours, like, we need to just
Yes,
stop.
yes. We couldn't keep it rolling. So then we did all go do Mickey and Minnie's as a group. And then the only I did Fantasmic for the first time a couple years ago, and I was blown away. I didn't even know it existed. And when we did it, it was like half empty. I think it was one time when they did 2 shows. So I was like, that's fine. Like they're like, there's only gonna be partial seating as we're like booking to get up there. I'm like, it'll be fine. We come around that corner. I was in shock at how many people were there. I
Yes.
did not even like I was blown away. there was this a sea of people, and they said partial seating. I was like, it's fine, we'll still see it. No, they meant partial seating, so we did not stay for Fantasmic. We were pretty much done. But then we did get an Uber back from there, and our Uber was a one of those karaoke Ubers just by
Oh, shut
chance.
up. Those existed. I've only seen them on The Amazing Race. I didn't know they had those in the States. I'd love to have one.
Yes,
Did you like,
it
it
was.
was just random? Like you just picked a regular Uber
Yeah,
or did
we
you
just got
get on
in
the,
and we started. I think
shut
we did.
up.
My sister-in-law did "Shallows" from what's that movie? Bradley Cooper and Lady
I don't
Gaga.
know. I don't watch movies and I definitely don't watch Bradley Cooper movies, but
She
I'm
was
just saying
like,
like,
"Send us around again." It was like a whole other
shut up.
ride.
I no way that you had a, yeah, dude, I would love to have
I
a
know. I think they felt
Uber.
bad for like shutting down every ride. We're like, we're gonna give you one last little special thing, and we were it was so exciting.
Shut
And
up.
our
That's
flight wasn't
crazy.
that early the next day, so we weren't all. We went back actually. We ate and we swam, and I didn't even realize that the pools were open that late. They're open like it was like they're open to like 11, which I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
shocked
The night
by.
swimming at Walt Disney World is the best. I mean, that is just, it's the
Yeah,
best.
it was a great way to end the trip.
You guys have good weather like throughout? I mean, it sounds like you
It
did.
was it didn't rain at all on that trip, but it was hot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm just getting weaker with age or maybe it was the drinking around the world, the 12 drinks, but it was
It's up to you.
we were feeling it for sure.
Okay, so successful bachelorette party. You may or may not have bridesmaids to show up at your wedding. We'll see. Uh,
Exactly.
you more about, but okay. So tell us about that second trip you wanted to talk about, and then we'll kind of talk about the plans for the honeymoon out at Disneyland because that's gonna be a whole new ball game there. But what's this other
Yes.
trip? I mean, this one
So
sounds.
my family, yeah, my mom just booked it because she knew I was going and she just has she can't help herself. So she booked one. It was a week and a half later. So it was me, my family, or my parents, my brother, his wife, their two kids, and then my fiance came down because he was on a work trip. We did one night at Caribbean Beach. And I've never been like because I always love pop. I'm like, why would you stay at Caribbean Beach when pop's right there and it's cheaper? But we stayed at Caribbean Beach one night. I get it now. I get why people stay. It is so nice. The pool's amazing. We were in whichever the one that's closest to Riviera. Which one's
Probably
that?
Aruba.
Aruba. Yep. So we walked over there for dinner the first night at Primavera. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Prima
Not the
Fiance.
best vegan options, but everyone else they loved what they got. Um, but then after that, we went to Magic Kingdom the next day, and we got the Premier Pass, which the
Okay,
best.
so obviously that is really expensive. It's a big splurge for people, and not many people have ever had this. I think it's one of those pie in the sky things. Everybody says, "Man, I am going to do this someday," but you did it
Yes.
with your family. So
Uh-huh.
walk us through like what the logistics of that. So you
Just
get it, you purchase it, and then what
uh,
is it? What's it like to use it logistically throughout the day? Like, do you just
So you
pick
get there
you
and you just
pick off?
ride, you just go up to a ride and you just walk on through the lightning lane. You scan in and everything, and you can only do rides once, obviously.
Mhm.
But Magic Kingdom already kind of it's my least favorite park. It really stresses me out. There's so many people. There's like only that one small entrance. It's just very stressful. But the Premier Pass, obviously, I know it's not feasible. We'll probably never do it again because it's just crazy ridiculous. But it is if you can pull it off, I would say, especially for Magic Kingdom, it is 100% worth it.
So
You
did you
just
guys?
go up, you go on your rides, and then you just wait you just make your way around the park.
So
It's
with
great.
that, I
It's
mean,
crazy.
obviously, it takes all your planning out, right? I mean, because you
Oh,
guys could just go wherever you wanted, whenever you wanted. You didn't, so you could literally kind of go like, back in the old days, if you wanted
mhm.
to do all of Adventureland, you could just knock off Adventureland and go into Frontierland and do Frontierland and then move into Liberty Square. So, is that how you did it? So you didn't have to zigzag
Yeah,
or
so
like,
we
what
did
was your day
we started through I think it's Frontierland. We started with Jungle Cruise, worked way that way. We were switching hotels that day to Animal Kingdom, and we had a reservation at Ohana, which was our first time also doing that, the breakfast, which was also amazing. And that's another thing, we're like, oh well, we'll just go eat and we'll come back later and we'll have time to do everything. So we
like?
weren't rushed at all. I think we made it like, yeah, we did do all the way around and we stopped, I think, after Peter Pan's maybe, or maybe we did Ariel something and then we left and we knocked out so many rides like within the first like 3 hours. It was crazy.
That is nuts. Because I mean, way back in the day, like one of the media things, they gave us a
Mhm.
Magic Band that had unlimited fast passes on it,
Oh,
and it was kind of the same thing. And I was there by myself, right? Because I was down there. Just it was when Seven Dwarfs Mine Train opened in 2014,
mm,
and I didn't even know it had it. I was actually talking with Lou Mangello back then. He told me he's like, that Magic Band has unlimited fast pass. I was like, whatever, it does not. I thought he was totally messing with me because it's my first time I'd ever been to one of those things. He's like, it does. We were staying at Wilderness Lodge. And I
Oh,
was
I
like,
love Wilderness
and so
Lodge.
I was like, and part of me was like, he's totally playing me. Like,
Uh-huh.
but then I was like, I don't know if he's playing me or not. So I had this Magic Band. It was right when Magic Bands first came out. I mean, they've been out for like a year. So I'm like, I'm here by myself. And we had the evening with nothing to do. So I'm like, it was like 3 in the afternoon.
You're
I'm
like,
like,
let me just see.
so what I did exactly. So what I did, I got on a boat as fast as I could, and I just
Oh,
took a boat over to the Magic Kingdom. And I think I went to the first thing I came to, and I think it was like, what was it? I turned the corner. I think it was Jungle Cruise. I went into Adventureland. Whatever had it. First thing I came to, they had a fast pass, like
uh-huh.
checker winner. And I just went up there and I was hoping nobody would see me. And I was like, if this thing turns green, because I had no
We're like,
fast pass,
let's
right? And
go.
it went boop, and it turned green. I was like, oh my goodness, it's on.
Yeah,
And I was
it's
so
the
the thing is,
best.
I was so exhausted because, like, because I was
Mm.
totally by myself, so I didn't have to wait for anybody. I just kept going and going and going. I mean,
Oh,
this was back when you had to wait like 3 hours to meet Anna and Elsa, like in that fairy tale hall behind
uh-huh.
Cinderella Castle. I mean, I met them just because I could. Like, I didn't need to, but I
Yeah.
could. Like it was insanity, and I just kept going. I was so tired that night because I never,
Uh,
I can't waste this. I get this one day or one time.
that's how we felt too.
Is that how it was for you guys? Because it's crazy. It's
Yes, it was
insane.
just like and almost you feel so, like, almost bad by the end of it, like, "This is ridiculous." Like, I'm just gonna walk especially with, like, the e-ticket items, like, I was when we walked on Tron, I'm like, "No." I'm used to having to, like, fight for a mobile boarding pass, like, check my time a million times, and I'm just gonna scan in and walk in just and go right to the front. It felt ridiculous, but
Yeah,
it was amazing. It's the best way to do magic it's the best way to do any park, but Magic Kingdom, if you could swing it, I would definitely recommend it
yeah.
100%.
I mean, I totally appreciate it. And the thing was, like, all these other people that were there, all these other,
Mhm.
people got invited to this event. Like, nobody even wanted to leave the Wilderness Lodge because they didn't want to just, they just want to sit down and
It's
relax
scary.
and
Magic
chill.
Kingdom can be
I'm
very
like,
scary.
exactly. I'm like, are you not Disney fans? Like, you have like a
You
magic
have
band that has
but with
all this
unlimited fast
power.
pass,
Like,
anything's
why are you
possible.
why are you not over here having fun? Like, you just want to sit at I mean, Wilderness Lodge is great and all, but man, you have a magic band that has all these fast passes. Are
Yeah.
you not a
It's
Disney fan?
imp
Oh,
you
I
can't
appreciate
leave.
it. Oh my God, I
Yeah,
had so much.
it's
I
the
still have
best.
that magic band because of that day. I remember I was like, greatest day ever in the history of the world. It was so fun. Anyway, so okay, so let's talk about the Animal Kingdom Lodge because you guys had an amazing accommodation over there. So tell us
Yes.
about that because again, like Premier Pass is awesome, but I mean, this may trump
Yeah,
that.
this is making us seem I know you're not gonna believe it, this is making us seem a lot more uppity than we are. We don't really have it like this. We usually stay at Pop Century. But this time we were talking about it forever, and I still don't really understand how it works because I didn't really do it, but we rented DVC points. And so
Mhm.
we rented it and we just looked and we booked the 3-bedroom, which was unreal. I did have to check myself because I watched them on TikTok, obviously, and some of them you can get like a one that's 2 stories at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and ours
Mhm.
didn't have it. And I was like, man, I was like, if you do not get a grip, like you
My,
are in a
my room is
3-bedroom
only
suite.
my 3 bedroom is only one story. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my, you spoiled brat, you just went on your bachelorette party." So I got it in line very quick, but it was unbelievable. If I think any lodge there, and everyone I know people complain they think it's outdated at Animal Kingdom Lodge. I thought it was beautiful. I had no complaints about anything. And people say that like maybe I get all my information from TikTok. They think that the 3-bedroom it's too far of a walk. I didn't think it was far of a walk at all. I thought it was amazing.
See, what I'm not even on TikTok. I just hear everything from my daughter, and I see like TikToks
Yes.
on Instagram, right? The reposts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so I try to stay hip a little, but I appreciate that. So now it was in the Kidani side, I'm guessing, the 3 bedroom,
Yes,
right?
I believe
Okay.
so. No? Which it was on the other it was whatever Sanaa's not on because we did eat at
Oh,
Sanaa
so
and
it
we
was
had
on the
a
Jumbo side. Okay, so you're in the
yeah, so we
main
were on
dorm.
Jumbo. That was our first time staying at Jumbo. We have stayed there one time before in a regular non-Savannah room.
Okay.
But we stayed in Kidani, but it was on Jumbo side. I think Kidani is the one that has the 2-story. So if
Oh, okay.
you
Okay. Yeah, because that's more that's kind of the all DVC section where Jumbo has it's mostly cash rooms, just regular resort rooms, but they do have a
Mhm.
DVC section kind of up higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So, I mean, see, my temptation though would be but I mean, you had a larger group, right? So it allowed you guys all to be together.
Yeah,
So,
every room was filled, but it's still we're used to staying in like shoving people in rooms with a fifth sleeper. So it felt crazy. It was
I've
bad.
only done something similar to that one time. Like we had a 2-bedroom for like 4 or 5 nights over at Old Key West, where my family stayed with Scott's family in the 2-bedroom. And it totally threw me kind of for a loop, because what I found was we had the bigger accommodation with like the living room and the kitchen and the patio and stuff like that, is that all of a sudden I didn't want to go to the parks. Like I wanted to hang out, because Scott and I, we're not together very much. We talk all the time. Like we talk via text and FaceTime, and we do the shows together, and we're always in contact, but we're never like hanging out in person where we can play board games and just hang out and watch TV and just like hang out, like watch people play golf on the golf course at Old Key West or whatever. So what we found out was like, we're going to go to all these theme parks. But then once we were together in this huge accommodation where we could all be in one place at one time, we hung out a lot just at the villa. Was that something
we did
that for you?
Yeah, we did that too. And especially since me and my sister-in-law had just gotten back from that trip. So we were like, oh, we're just going to relax. We did a full pool. Well, I guess we went to Hollywood Studios that night, but I had never really done like a legit pool day. And it was so nice there. Yeah. And we would just hang out, like, and going back at night, like sometimes you're like, oh, it's like 8 o'clock. What are we going to do? But you had this it was bigger than my house. So
that's okay, West, because we don't have a very big house either. I mean, it's like
our house is, so we have a small, me and my fiance have a small 2-bedroom. I was like, there was a pool table, so my niece and nephew were playing on the pool. They like wanted to go back to the room, which I know is very common for little kids. So especially when it was a giant 3-bedroom, it was huge. It was so nice. Yeah, but we did want to spend a lot of time there. And Animal Kingdom Lodge is just so nice. You want to just take it all in. So
yeah, that's a lot.
We spent a lot more time there than we did, especially on that trip, than in the parks. And I don't know, the heat again. It was taken out of me. I don't know if it's because I just been and I suffered through all that, but the heat was a lot.
So what are some other highlights? I mean, outside of, I would never forget this stay, Premier Pass at Magic Kingdom, and staying in this 3-bedroom villa over at Animal Kingdom Lodge. But I mean, any other fun times in the other theme parks besides Magic? You'd be so spoiled, like having to be a commoner again at Epcot and like waiting in line. But I mean,
and we didn't get, me and my fiance, we went to Hollywood Studios, just us two, I think the next night or one of the nights, it's all blurring together. And we just did like 3 fast passes, and that was really nice. But other than that, which we didn't get a lightning lane or anything the next day. And it was, what else did we do? We ate at Boma one morning, which I liked it. I'm not crazy about big breakfasts. Like, that's not really my thing. Like, I'd rather have like a nice big lunch or something, because I'm not crazy about breakfast food. But they did have really good vegan options too at Boma. You just have to request that, like just talk to them and they'll bring it out. It does take away from, I guess, you don't get like the full buffet experience where you get to go up and keep like filling your plate. Yeah. But if you request the food, they do have very good vegan options, and they'll just bring it directly to your table.
It's a good tip. I mean, Boma, Boma, I just lose control. That place.
Yeah, my fiance is a big eater. He is not vegan, and he was all about all of it.
Boma is Boma and like Ohana, those places they're all you can eat with such good food. I almost, in a way, like I stay away from them, because I just don't have the discipline, especially when I'm at a place like at Walt Disney World, because I do get up and run every morning. So like my appetite stays like pretty strong, and then you're up and you're in the heat all day, and you're, walking, another 10, 15,000 steps. And yeah, it can be.
Yeah, I'm sure that you have no problem, especially when you're running your 10 miles in the morning.
Right. But I mean, you can eat a lot at those places. I mean, the
buffets are fun. I can't deny it.
They are fun, but yeah, I try to. I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with buffets lately. I kind of like going.
And by the end of your Disney trip, you're like, I don't know if I can eat another. Like, I can eat another.
My wife says that about cruises. Like, it's like, because you get all like cruises, you can get like 2 or 3 entrees. Like if you want the steak or the pasta, they'll be like, oh, bring, and they laugh. They'll bring you both. And like,
yeah. And it's by the end, you're like, I can't.
2 entrees. You don't know. What dessert do you want? They'll bring you 4 desserts. Like there's nobody that needs 4 desserts, but they'll bring them. It's like
And isn't there like a ice cream place on the cruise that you can just walk up and get a cone?
Oh yeah, there's a soft serve machine just 24 hours a day. Just anytime you want. It's
and like the 24-hour day. I need to get on one. So maybe I should start with 4 days, not the 7 days, because if I do that for 7 days, my first round it might kill me.
Yeah. Like I said, my wife, like by the end of the cruise show, it's like I'm kind of fooded out, because you eat such good food and like rich food. Like during a cruise, like ice cream machine all the time, 24-hour room service, it's included. Like you can get chocolate chip cookies at the drop of a hat. You just get on the phone and they bring you Mickey bars. They're included. I mean, it's just like
I need it.
Insanity. But then here's the other worst part about that. But when you get home, you're like craving sweets like after you eat every meal, right? Like, so like I'll have my
Wait.
like every day for lunch, I have a turkey sandwich and some baked chips. And then I'm just like, oh, I need like a Mickey bars. You're like, this is the saddest lunch
Yeah,
ever.
like, no, I'm not on vacation anymore. I can't.
Exactly. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so bad. But anyway, so okay, so let's wrap that trip. But let's move into the third phase here because you are getting married in October.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm so
Awesome.
excited.
So now your honeymoon is going to be, I guess, out west where you said you're going to tag on a little Disneyland under the honeymoon,
That was
right?
it was kind of always my plan. We're flying into Vegas and then we're gonna do like Zion National Park, Bryce National Park. That's more his thing. And again, I'm being a very supportive wife. I'm
I like
also
it.
very excited for it too. But then I was like, I started looking, I was like, it's only a $60 flight from
I
Vegas
like it.
to LAX. And he was like, actually, because we're gonna have a car. And he was like, what if we drive to Joshua Tree, which is like a 6-hour drive, do a couple nights there, and then we're gonna drive to Disneyland, which is only 2 hours. And so I just booked it actually last week because we're gonna stay at the Hojo. We're staying 3 nights, and we're just doing a 2-day hopper with Lightning Lane.
That's the way to do it. You want to have the park hopper, want to have lightning lane. You'll feel like rock stars. And so now when you guys get real quick, going to the parks, you guys just kind of like hike, or is he a runner, or like what's the story of that?
No, we're gonna hike. He's talking about these big hikes we're gonna do, and I'm not. I'm not 100% sure. I'm looking up like the smaller ones, so we'll
He's
see.
making you earn your ears before you go to Disneyland.
Yeah, he said something about doing 10-mile hikes. I was like, oh, I won't. Yeah, I said whatever you think, but I can't do a 10-mile hike in the desert.
Yes, you
I
can.
will die. I
Yes, you
cannot.
can. How bad do you want to go to Disneyland?
Pretty bad though. I feel like mine. The other thing with Disneyland too is I feel like there's like not, and I feel like I should be doing more because with Disney World you're planning, but this
Yep.
it's kind of like it. There's not any reservations really to make
Nope.
or anything, right?
Well, because you're not going to be
Right?
there that long. You can make some table service restaurant reservations 60 days out, but you do them one day at a time at Disneyland. So you would make,
I just
60
heard that
days
on
out for
on your
yeah,
listener questions today.
yep. You would
They're
make it like
addressing
60
that.
days out. You would make it for one day, and then the next day you would make it for the next day. Like you do that 3 times. But that's really all you'd have to do. With your lightning lane, it activates when you go into the park. Like it becomes hot. Like as soon as you enter the gate, you pick your first one, which I love. That's awesome.
I like that
You really don't even need it though. Like you just telling you, like your first time out there, this just I just think
take it
it's
in.
perfect. You take it in, but go back. Just go Disneyland. Just go back to Fantasyland. It rope drop, and I'm
Okay.
telling you what, it's like being in a commercial. It's like going back to the. I mean, I'm not from that time either, but like like it's almost like Walt Disney's there. It's like the 50s. You'll see characters on the carousel, or the marching band will be parading around. It is the essence of why you go to Disney. Like Fantasyland at rope drop is whole.
I'm so excited. And none of my family, none of us have, and no one has been to Disneyland. So I'm really taking this. I said, don't worry, guys. I will take this one for the team and I will scope it out for us and then we can all go.
Yeah, and like you say, I mean, comparing the two, and you're like watching TikToks trying to decide, like, oh my gosh, there's so much information on like all these good neighbor hotels and the Disneyland hotels and so forth. And there is a lot, but it is a lot easier once you get out there because you just hop, because you have the park hopper, you can just go back and forth, and it blows your mind until you do it, like how easy it is to hop between DCA and Disneyland. And with Lightning Lane out there, 2 things. The density of the attractions, there's so many attractions that you can just, with that lightning lane, you're just going in and out of attractions, just like lickety split. And the thing is, there's so many locals in those parks, and the locals don't get lightning lane, like, because they're there all the time. So as a guest from out of state, you have lightning lane where a lot of people don't. That's what makes it super valuable, because most people are not going to have it. You will. And that gives it more value. So I think that's a great move for everybody that's going out there.
I'm really excited to just take it one step at a time when I'm out there.
So what are you looking forward to though? I mean, like, is there an attraction, something that you've seen that's besides like, because I'm always curious because I didn't know what to expect. I mean, it's something
I want to do Radiator Springs. Yeah. I'm very excited. And I heard that they like switch, they like at sundown, they turn all the lights on. Yeah, something.
It's called the Shaboom, right at sundown on right down the main drag there.
I really want to do that. I want to do I'm forgetting my stuff. The Bayou restaurant is that in Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yes, it's Blue Bayou. Yes, that is a great restaurant. Yes, and get a Monte Cristo and a Hurricane. Oof,
Okay,
so good.
he'll have
Yes.
my fiance will have to get that since it's the me, but I will tell him to get it.
Yes.
And I'm also excited. So when we did the premiere pass, this is also something to remember in Magic Kingdom. Tiana's Bayou, I haven't rode it yet because it shuts down sometimes at sundown or something. So it was
Mhm.
not. We were hoping to ride it at night, and we
I think
put it off, and then we went to ride it, and it was not open at Magic Kingdom. So I'm hoping to ride it at Disneyland.
I don't think it shuts down at sundown at Disneyland. I could be wrong, but I think it just
Oh no, in
runs. And I'll
Disney
tell
World.
well, yeah, I'm not sure, but I'll tell you what though, the one at Disneyland, you get drenched on that thing. I'm just
I've
telling you,
heard
be
that,
ready.
but I'm
Dude,
ready.
people get off that thing like they just took a dip in the river. I mean, it is crazy. I don't know.
But the good
It's a
thing is your
single
hotel's
shouter,
right
so
there. So if you need a change, you can just
yeah.
look right home.
It's yeah, that's true. But it's I mean, I don't know I don't know why they do that to people. Like they get off that thing. It's like, dude, did you just
And
swim the
it's not
river?
super hot there either, so it's not like
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I know it
It's
gets
not
hot, but it's
humid.
not like
Yeah, it's not humid. If it's so
yes.
comfortable. It's so yeah. For people from the Midwest, like the South, it is so comfortable out there. You're like you're just like skipping down, like through Nolan Square. You're like listening and humming. You're like, this is so awesome. There's no humidity. Like we were there in 22, we visited for a week and we bought sweatshirts.
Uh,
This was the week of the 4th of July.
see,
We had
that's what I
sweatshirts
want. I want to have
every
a
night.
sweatshirt on Main Street.
It was
I see
unreal. I'm
people
like,
on
I can't
TikTok
wait.
and they have jeans on. I'm like, what is happening?
I know.
That's not Disney World.
Typically this is the week because it's a dead week for sports, right? So we're always like
Mhm.
traveling this, 4th of July week or whatever down to World. And it's like, you just try to survive when you're outside of World, right? Because it's so hot and
Yes.
humid. You're just like, oh my gosh, the sun is going to kill me and the
Searching for
humidity. And,
shade.
you're just like, oh, I can't make it. And then we went out to Disneyland that same week, and I'm just like, Scott, I think I have to buy a sweatshirt. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm cold. I'm cold. He's like, me too. And like the whole crew, all of us, like 7 of us had sweatshirts on. I'm like, this is
That's what
something
that's what I'm so excited. That's one of the things I'm so excited for is buying a sweatshirt
yes,
and being
it
able to
is
wear it
so
in the
good.
park.
All right. Well, I think we got to wrap because we're up on it with the clock. But congratulations on the upcoming wedding, and thanks for making this Monday awesome. A lot of energy and great stories for the show. Great trips. We appreciate it. Good
Thank you
stuff.
so,
Thanks,
so
Natalie.
much. It was so fun.
All right. Hey, we'll have to come back and hear about this Disneyland experience when you get back. So after the big
Yes.
wedding and everything settles down, maybe we'll do this, towards the end of the year.
Yep, I would love to.
All right. Don't forget today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. So check out all the details this week over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Don't forget Prime Days are July 8th through 11th, and you can use that link as you get those Prime Day deals. We really appreciate that. Again, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys make the show possible. Couldn't do it without your support. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd love to have you. Patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. You can be a follow on the social media at BeOurGuestMike. That's on X.com, Instagram, and Threads. And come on over to the clubhouse. That's where we chat and hang out 24/7, 365. It's free for everybody. Just join. I'll welcome you personally, and we'll have a good old time. It's beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. And finally, join us. No live show this Sunday night because we'll be sailing away on the Disney Magic. That's right. No live show this Sunday night, but we will be checking in on all these locations from the ship. So give us a follow in all the places because we're going to buy the internet. We're going to take StreamYard with us. Scott and I'll be having a good time. So just make sure you're subscribed on YouTube or X.com, wherever you can subscribe to get a notification, because who knows what time we could be going live because we're on vacation. So it could be wild. So be ready because we're going to do some live streams from the Disney Magic, and maybe Lookout Key, maybe Castaway Key, who knows? All right. So we're going to jump out of here and wish you a great Monday. We'll be back on Wednesday with listener questions. So for Natalie out in Indy, I'm Mike here in Missouri. You guys have a great week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. That's fun. Good stuff. I love that show. That was great.
Thank you so much. That was so fun.
That's cool. We'll have to do it again. Seriously, when you get back, let me know and we'll do
oh yeah. And hey, just don't be there are gonna be some I might call in and I might be sending a lot of listener questions about Disneyland. So just
call anytime because we always need the calls on Sundays, and write in any questions you have. They'll go right there because now I know you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I had so much fun.
All right, stay cool. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, bye.